What's up, Savvy Expats? So you're thinking about moving to the Philippines, but maybe it feels like you're confused, overwhelmed, and you just don't know where to start. And maybe you watched some videos, maybe you read a blog or two, but still, deep down, it feels like there's a ton of information that you still don't know. And let's be honest, that's the scary part, right? You don't know what you don't know. And that is why in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through everything that you need to know if you're seriously considering moving to the Philippines. From the obvious stuff like visas and rentals, all the way down to the things that nobody talks about until you've already landed here. For example, brownouts, scammy landlords, and even what to do when the Grab is 20 minutes late and at the wrong location. So let's not waste any more time. Here's your full relocation breakdown from start to finish. Let's start with the biggest decision that will shape your entire experience in the Philippines. Where the heck do you want to live? Because this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of country. If you want a clean, modern, walkable city with Western amenities and luxury condos, then BGC or Makati are your go-to option. But if you want a provincial and beach environment that still has those Western amenities that Manila has, then Cebu would be your best option. But here's the problem. Most expats guess where to live just based off of TikToks, a few vlogs that they've seen online, and some dude named Steve in a Facebook expat group. And so you don't guess your future, you scout your future. That's why I always recommend our expats to go on scouting trips first before making the full retirement out here in the Philippines. Spend 1 to 3 weeks here, boots on the ground, see the lifestyle, feel the rhythm of the place, get a sense of what it's like to be around the locals, and take in the diesel fumes of Manila. Just kidding. Lesson number 2 in the Philippines, that is the rental reality. I'm just gonna say it like it is, renting in the Philippines is nothing like renting out in the States. There's no Zillow, there's no cozy platform where every property is verified, and no friendly leasing offie with coffee and fake smiles. Here in the Philippines, it's mostly Facebook, sketchy property sites, or realtors with only 3 listings with the intent to mark up the price of the unit on you. And half of the listings that you see out here, they're fake, already rented, or just there to bait you in. And once you inquire on that unit, they'll hit you with, "Sorry sir, that unit's already taken, but here's a different unit." Of course, that's a more expensive unit. And if they see that you're a foreigner, then get ready for the skin tax. Yes, prices do magically go up here by a couple $100. And that's why we scout and negotiate for rentals on our clients' behalf so that they don't have to deal with that sort of burden. Because showing up and blindly signing the lease to a unit is a good way to show up to a rundown unit that smells like tilapia. And this is exactly what we did for one of our clients, Michael from North Carolina. We made a vlog with him a couple videos back. The place that we initially found for him was $1,500. Obviously, it could have been because Michael is not from here, but that's where my team stepped in. We negotiated his lease from that $1,500 all the way down to $1,100 per month, ultimately saving him $400 per month. By the end of his year, he saved $4,800 on his condo. And that's what happens when you have the right team to back you. If you're not doing a ton of research, at least make sure you have some trusted boots on the ground guidance to make this move as smooth as possible. Now, let's talk banking, which is actually surprisingly one of the biggest headaches for a lot of expats out here. Look, most banks here won't let you open up a bank account until you have an ACR card, which you can't get that until you have the right visa, and you can't get that until you get the point. It's a bureaucratic circle of death out here. And for most expats, it does feel like a whole chicken and the egg situation. You need that bank account in order to get post-dated checks to comply with the landlord's requirements of paying rental out here, but you can't get a bank account unless you have a lease or proof of address. You can see my point here. That's why we always tell our clients, set up your banking the right way with the right timing. And no, Wise and Payoneer won't cut it long-term here. You need a local bank account for daily transacting. And then once you do have that local bank account, you can transfer, withdraw, and pay bills much easier out here in the Philippines. Because at the end of the day, what's the point in retiring in paradise if you can't even access your money? And I've had a lot of expats ask me, "Evan, can't my US debit or credit card just suffice out here?" And the answer to that is no. Reason being, and to reiterate, is because majority of landlords out here, 90%, actually require you to pay your rent via post-dated checks, which as a byproduct would require you to open up a checking account. The only problem is remember that ACR card we talked about earlier, that alien certificate of registration card? It takes 59 days to get that very crucial piece of documentation in order to open up your bank account. And so that may bring you to ask, "Evan, if it takes 59 days to get that ACR card, which I need in order to open up a bank account, which I need in order to get my posted checks, which I need to then go out and rent a place, does that mean it'll take me 59 days in order to go ahead and lease a place? And the answer is, for most expats, yes, they have to wait 59 days Airbnb hopping, wasting money on hotels until they can actually get that ACR card to qualify to rent a place. I know it can be a headache and nobody really wants to burn a hole in their wallet Airbnb hopping and hotel hopping, but that's ultimately why we expedite the ACR card process into only 2 weeks instead of 59 days, so that you can immediately rent out a place when you get out here to the Philippines and that you're not burning money hotel and Airbnb hopping. So just to recap, get your ACR card, you can wait 59 days to do this, or you can expedite it. Once you have that ACR card, go into a local bank. For us and our expats, we use our local contact called Security Bank in BGC. And then once you put down the 25,000 peso deposit to open up a saving and checking account, you can then get your posted checks and then rent out a place once you have that. Hope that all makes sense. The fourth thing that you'll need in the Philippines is visas that actually work. If you are over 50 years old and financially stable, receiving a pension or some sort of social security, then I would recommend the SRRV visa, which stands for the Special Resident Retiree Visa. It gives you permanent residency in the country, banking access, multiple entry and exit in the country, and a big green light status with the Philippine government. Essentially, with this visa, you're officially a resident of the Philippines with all the privileges and benefits that come along with that. So with this, you could say goodbye to those annoying border runs with that tourist visa. But here's the thing, they don't make it easy. It's not like applying for a gym membership. You'll need paperwork, police clearance, medical clearance, background checks, proof of pension, and a whole lot of patience. One of our clients, Bruce from Wisconsin, came to us after trying to DIY this process by himself, but with all the conflicting information online, he kind of felt like he was running in circles. From there, we gave him a checklist of documents that he needed to gather in the States, and then once he had that and landed in the Philippines, we took the rest from there. Booking NBI police appointments, booking medical appointments, and handling the full application process with the Philippine Retirement Authority from A to Z. The fifth lesson for moving to the Philippines is healthcare and the what if factor. So let's touch on healthcare, one of the biggest concerns for many expats out here, and rightfully so. Of course, nobody wants to move halfway across the world and end up in a hospital that doesn't even accept your medical insurance. But here's the truth. Private healthcare in the Philippines is excellent. You'll find top-tier hospitals in every major city, for example, St. Luke's Medical Center in BGC. You'll also find English-speaking doctors and costs that make your Medicare premiums look criminal. And so like I said, the best hospital, in my opinion, is St. Luke's Medical Center in BGC. That's why we recommend BGC for the majority of our expats coming out here for the soft landing. Because the peace of mind that you get knowing that you have a Western standard medical facility within your area gives you a level of peace that is invaluable. But you still need a plan. Which provider, which plan, what if I have a pre-existing medical condition? Those all might be questions that you have. And with all these questions in mind, that's why we partner with local agents here in the Philippines at AXA, one of the better medical insurance companies out here in the Philippines. Now, at number 6, here's the stuff that nobody talks about in the Philippines until it's actually too late and you've already landed. Yes, you're gonna love the weather. Yes, the people are warm and friendly. But also, if you're in the provinces of the Philippines, expect the occasional blackout, or what people call here in the Philippines, the brownout. Another thing is, don't be shocked if public Wi-Fi is practically non-existent. And please, for the love of God, do not take Grab on rush hour at a rainy Tuesday in Manila. You have been warned. What says on Google Maps it might take 50 minutes actually will turn into an extra 1 hour or even 2 hours in traffic. But once you've accepted that the Philippines isn't perfect, guess what? You'll realize that what you have here is better than what you left behind. Because for every inconvenience, you gain freedom, and for every frustration, you gain peace of mind. And so, if you are serious about moving here, I will tell you, there does come a point where information is not enough. You need a plan, and more importantly, you need somebody to guide you through it. And that's where we come in. My team and I help American expats move out here to the Philippines just like yourself without lifting a finger. We handle the rentals, the visas, the bank accounts, and the healthcare. All you have to do is just show up and actually live the life that you deserve. And if that sounds like something you're ready for, click the link in the description down below and we'll map out an A to Z game plan for you to step into this new chapter of your life. Because let's face it, retirement shouldn't feel like clipping coupons and praying that your social security holds up. It should feel like sipping coffee on your balcony, being a flight away from a tropical beach, knowing that everything is taken care of. That's the essence of peace. And so, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and God bless.